दुनिया से ये सुकून
Good evening, thank you for tuning in. I've got the brother still with me with the balaclava. He's only told half of his story. Forgive me if you're annoyed, you want to hear the whole story, but 45 minutes is long enough. I can't have an episode for an hour and a half. So thank you for joining again and tuning in. I respect you and appreciate you. Just before we do start and we go and delve back into this brother's story and he'll finish his story, I've just got a few statistics with me. I've got Fathers for Justice are well renowned for addressing these matters for fathers and husbands, but some of these statistics that I have in front of me are stuck, and I'll just quickly read 2 or 3 salient ones out. So according to the Relationship Foundation to 2015, this is 9 years now we're speaking, £47 billion is the cost of family breakdown each year. Now that sounds staggering. I'm not sure if that's credible, but the Relationship Foundation 2015, that's the source. £47 billion is the cost of family breakdown each year. Also, another monumental statement that I've read is 3.8 million children live in fatherless homes. This is Office for National Statistics 2012. We're 12 years past that now, so it'd be quite prudent of me to say, and savvy of me to say, I can assume that number's only gone up.
100%.
100%. Thank you. Any other ones that I think are worth noting? 1 in 3 children live without their father. Office for National Statistics again, 2012. We're 12 years on. That number, has it increased? I hope it hasn't increased. 1 in 3 children live without their father.
Wow.
Now, I'm not calling them bastards, but I'm talking about presuming that statistic includes men that have married their so-called wife at one given time, had babies in wedlock, not out of wedlock, and then they've separated, and that's part of the situation. Now, brother, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Again, I'm going to just recap for the audience. So we stopped at when you said that you went to the family courts. So just summarize, you're at the family courts now. She's giving you the runaround. Her family's giving you the runaround. And the family courts, she's accused you of Islamic extremism, DV, and a few other shocking points. And the family court has turned around to her and said, how comes this man is Hitler now when he's been the love of your life and a dutiful spouse and he's got a clean record prior to that? So just to address you on the point, you spoke about Islamic extremism and the profiling, and you fit the stereotype, so Daily Mail. In terms of the domestic violence, what was the accusations here? And the reason I'm pressing you on this is I have heard anecdotes that a brother would have gone to prison because he was accused of rape by his ex-wife, just so that he couldn't have access to his children.
Yeah.
So she accused him of rape. Lo and behold, and this is from God, right? An evidence miraculously came to light, which vindicated him from rape. But the mother, I'm not sure what the punishment was for her, even if it was a slap on the wrist. But if that evidence didn't come to light, he would have been in prison. Forget not him seeing his children. He would have been in prison as an not guilty man. And our justice system is predicated on that we rather have 5 guilty men go free than have 1 non-guilty man in prison.
It's a broken system, bro.
It is a broken system. We're not going to talk about that. I want to refocus back on you.
Let me
the
say,
domestic violence. I want to know what the accusation was.
So it was just that domestic violence. So 2 points I'll make. Look, you mentioned, people being wrongfully accused of rape, for example.
Yeah.
Man goes in jail for rape. He does 8 years, comes out. Yeah. His life's effed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Now sit down and deep for a second and tell your audience to deep for a second. That's rape. In light of this day, age, and society, with all the geopolitical stuff that's going on, imagine accusing someone of extremism. Just imagine that for a second.
Your life.
Forget 8 years. You're doing life. You're doing life.
Yeah. And I think it's worth mentioning that, a news report has come out that in Israeli prisons, Palestinian prisoners, whether they've been, I'm not sure if they've gone through the due process and been found guilty of whatever they've been accused of. There's video footage that's come out that said that Israeli soldiers or prison guards or whatever they may be have raped individuals. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I know I'm going off on a tirade and a tangent. if that's the only footage that has caught a group of Israeli soldiers raping inmates, how many more times has it happened that hasn't been recorded?
Yeah, of course.
That's just a side note. I think it's disgusting.
Nasty,
and there should
man.
be some justice. Back to your point. So she tried to, forget desecrate's not the right word. She tried to destroy you from inside out.
Bro, look, there's some women, they go through whatever they go through. I get it. People get angry. Look, I'm still making excuses for the woman.
Yep.
And that's just my nature, bro. I'll be honest with you. But the one thing I've learned in life, and I tell everyone out there this, men and women alike. Be kind, good, fine. But don't let your kindness be taken for weakness. Do you know what I'm saying? This is a big problem. And you mentioned the domestic violence thing. I'll throw something else out there.
Yeah.
You see, there's a lot of women, because like I said, I get a lot of calls from a lot of different brothers, a lot of different people talking about this situation, and you kind of put things together. There's a lot of women out there, they will throw the DV, the domestic violence thing out there. Why? Because it gets them legal aid. It gets them free representation. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what's happened now is these women now, they're not focused on trying to resolve things properly. They're not focused on, okay, what's good for my kid right now. They're just focused on, I just want to destroy this guy.
Exploiting resources.
Exploiting resources.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of women out there, I get it, they're upset, they're angry, and they might say, for whatever reason, justified or unjustified, they might say, fine, I want to limit how much Ollie sees his children for whatever reason. Justified or unjustified, that could be another conversation.
Yeah.
But in my situation, this woman isn't trying to limit, bro. This woman is trying to literally rip you out of your child's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, completely get rid of you.
If I could just stop
Have
you
you
there.
in prison.
Yeah. If I can just stop you there. Thanks for the introduction. I just want to thank my main sponsor, Ahyan Estates. Reputable, credible. They're part of my family. They do guaranteed rents for all properties across London. If you're thinking of renting a property, reach out to them. And RC Catering, if you're planning to get married, Mendi parties, reach out to them. Their food is lovely. Thank you very much. Now, thanks for the introduction.
Yep. Crazy, right?
Yeah, continue.
You look shocked.
Yeah, I'm
and we haven't even got started.
We haven't got started yet. How long have we got?
Yeah, we probably might need a part 3, part 4.
That's fine.
Man. Who knows?
Ultimately, whether it's a part 2, part 3, part 4, and whoever watches it, that's entirely up to them. That's their prerogative. But I am doing this, and silent majority, as we as a team are doing this, not to expose, to be salacious or to capitalize, to expose, to make aware. And if anyone is thinking of doing this going forward, they think otherwise, because you're destroying the same society you and I cohabited.
100%.
So
100%.
if it takes part 2, part 3, part 4, so be it. If people watch, I can't put a gun to their head.
Yeah.
But if they do watch, it will benefit. It will benefit.
It'll benefit the men.
Yeah.
It'll benefit the women that are doing this, or whichever party is doing well, and it'll benefit the children. And like you said, it will also benefit the community at large. And
Absolutely, and that's what we're all about,
This is
to
what we're
help
about.
our communities and wider communities, everyone.
100%.
Because people are people, humans are humans.
100%.
Just quickly on a caveat though,
Yeah.
those women that do genuinely need legal aid and use the resources rightfully, please continue to do so. There are evil men out there that do domestic violence. They actually do domestic
100%.
violence, rape, and all the other forms of evilness that they do. And they should feel the full force of the law. So they're the ones that you need to go after. But do not exploit our great system to harm and destroy an innocent man's life. And not just destroying the innocent man's life, like this person's life was maybe destroyed, and he'll tell you a story. But this girl that's going to grow up, her life is also destroyed. Anyway.
So on your point now that you just made, bro, on resources and whatnot, it's not a hidden thing. We know there's a lot of nasty men out there. One of your previous episodes, we saw the epitome of scum. Let's not go into that, right? There's a lot of nasty men out there, and there are sisters and there are women out there that genuinely need support.
Absolutely.
Now, what people don't realize, what deceitful, lying people don't understand is when you're going to the system and you're constantly just creating fabrications, I know you're chatting rubbish. You know you're chatting rubbish. Even the courts know you're chatting rubbish, right? All you're doing is reducing the credibility of women. Therefore, when a sister or a woman comes forward with legitimate claims, her claims are not taken seriously anymore.
Absolutely.
Because it's like becomes like the boy who cried wolf.
Absolutely.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So people need to start thinking about the bigger picture and not just be selfish and think about their own self and whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. Yeah. So anyway, going back to the court system. So all of this stuff is going on. She's being advised whatever she's being
And
advised.
you're representing yourself. You
I'm
haven't got a
representing
solicitor
myself. I'm doing
at
everything
this moment
myself.
in time.
I had no solicitor through the whole thing. Yeah. So I'm doing everything myself. Obviously, second hearing, third, it's going
And also,
on.
you did just a side point. You mentioned that whilst this was happening, the word spread within your community, and the brothers are calling you to get advice on their matters.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's happening to this day. That's
Wow.
happening to this day, and I take time out.
Are you sure you're not in the legal profession? Or
No.
you know, you should be.
I should be. I've been
You
told
should
that a
be.
lot, but I'm not, man.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
But we're just trying to help people, man. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Keep doing it.
Yeah, man. So anyway, so all of this stuff is going on. Like I said, the court system's going on. The court system, to be fair to them, in my particular case, I've heard a lot of nasty stories, but in my particular case, you know, it was quite evident that she's talking rubbish. Because even through the process, what happens is she'll put in one statement, and then in the second statement, there's contradictions. Yeah. And me being me, I'm very meticulous when it comes to detail.
Can you share with us, and when I say me, my audience, what the statements were?
So just a small example. For example, you know, in the first statement, it may have been something to the effect of, okay, this individual never helps out with the child. So they're trying to create this image that you're a bad parent. Yeah. In the second statement, it will be like, oh, but he did help with X, Y, Z. So there's a clear contradiction, right? So I've picked up on these, and I'm obviously rebuking all of these contradictions and highlighting them to the courts, right? So for me, in my situation, it was clear that even the courts knew that this woman is just talking rubbish. Obviously, she's sitting there crying her eyes out, you know, sitting there with the hijab on, crying her eyes out. And, you know, they're looking at her like she's a victim. And then they're looking at me thinking, okay, this guy is very loud, as you can tell.
Yeah.
He's very opinionated.
Yeah.
He's very extrovert.
Yeah.
He looks a certain way. He's got a certain name. He's of a certain ethnic background. He must be one of these Taliban guys that beats up his wife and blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I'm saying? But the reality is obviously far from that. Yeah. So all of this stuff's going on. As the court process is going on, let me speed it up a little bit now. The court is kind of pressing for me to have some contact with my child. Yeah. She's against it. As time progresses, where she's got to a point now where she's realized, okay, there's nothing I can, this guy's clean, squeaky clean. There's nothing I can do to stop this man from seeing his child, which was my original motive and agenda. Yeah. Now she's switched it up. Now she's saying, okay, cool. He can see the child as long as it's in a controlled setting. For example, a contact center. Yeah. Where I would have to pay, I don't know, £150 in a controlled room for 2 hours with the observer there sitting there watching my relationship with my child.
So let me just decipher that. So you've been in the court system now. Let's just say 2 months.
Well,
Give or
maybe
take,
a little bit longer than
give
that.
or take, and now she's contradicting herself. She's thrown these wild accusations, so she's lost credibility.
Yep.
In court.
Yep.
Albeit it's a family court, and now she's dictating terms that she can only see your daughter, or you can only see your daughter in a controlled environment. Now, £150 per session or per visit.
Something along those lines. Yeah.
Now, if I'm not sure how financially well or not well off you are.
It's not the point. It's a principle, isn't
It's
it?
a principle, but for a father that's not doing so financially well, and he wants to see his daughter 4 times a month, at the very least, once a week, that's £600.
Yeah, there you go.
What about if you can't afford that?
There you go.
Then you can't see your daughter.
That's what I'm saying. This is how crazy it is. So anyway, so obviously the court system's going forward. So it's got to a point where I've been fully cleared of everything she's accused me of. They've done their safeguarding checks. They've done their background checks. They've done everything. I'm fully squeaky clean. Upon realizing this, obviously she's changed her tune. Okay, he can see her, but as long as it's in her.
Did she get punished for this by the court?
No. So I'll get to this. I'll get to this now, yeah? So moving forward now, we've come to the end of the court session-ish kind of thing. And it's been like, I don't know, 8-9 months, say, for example. Bearing in mind, for that whole duration, I've not seen my child.
So how long was that?
Just under a year, I believe. About
so
9 months.
You didn't see your daughter. So your daughter turned 5 or 4.
4. I didn't see my daughter for about 9 months, bro.
Wow. I'm so
Imagine,
sorry.
that's my one and only child at that time.
so
Love of my
sorry.
life.
Yeah.
I didn't see my child, bro.
I'm sorry
And
to
me
hear
and my daughter like this. Yeah, me and my daughter like this.
How was your mental health at that moment?
Bro,
in time?
it was bad, bro. It was bad. But you know what it is? It takes you to a dark place. But what people have to understand, and you know, men need to understand, is you need to keep patient. Again, like I said, I'm not the most religious guy in the world, but even Islam talks about being patient, and Allah is with the patient. Yeah, you have to be patient. Because what these women do is they try to create a picture of you to be this violent, this, that, whatnot guy, and they're provoking you to get a reaction out of you. They want you to kick a door. They want you to swear, shout, scream, whatever, etc., so they can paint you as that bad guy and justify it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't see my daughter for about 8-9 months, right? Until all this court stuff came to an end. What's worse is I have elderly parents who are very close to their grandchild, their one and only grandchild from their son, as in me. My father, who's, you know, mashallah, tabarakallah, bro, he's a lion in the community. He's a very physically, mentally strong guy. Every day I would come home, my dad's just sitting there in the living room like this. I could see him stressed out. Stressed out because he ain't seen his grandchild, obviously missing her. My mum's lying in bed, in the bedroom, crying. I'd go into the bedroom. She's trying to cover her tears, trying to show me that she's not upset. So you can imagine what they're going through. Do you know what I'm saying? So, one lesson to be drawn is people that do these things, they need to understand you're not only harming that man that you might hate, you're harming the grandparents, you're harming obviously the child, you're harming so many people with this one selfish act that you're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, it drew to a close, and initially they said basically it was agreed that I could see my daughter, but it has to be in a contact center at the beginning, and then they'll slowly introduce, home visits for a couple of hours, and then increase that over to whatever it needs to be increased to. Now check this out, bro. First time I've gone to the contact center now. I'm there waiting in the room, paid my fees. I'm in the room waiting for my child. The mother has brought the child to the contact center. She's not told my daughter that she's seeing her father that day. This is a woman, bro, who has not only a degree in psychology, she has a master's degree in psychology, neuroscience, cognitive function, something else. That's the person you go to with your problems. And that's the problem doing this kind of stuff.
So she advises people.
She's supposedly meant to help people with their issues, supposedly, psychologically, based on credentials on paper.
Right.
Yet she's brought my daughter to the contact center after having done everything she's done, and she's not even told my child that she's seeing me today. So I'm waiting there in the room now, and they have a coordinator. The coordinator's opened the door, and my daughter's walked in. Bro, life's been full of turmoil, ups and downs, yeah? We all have our hardships. But I swear to God, bro, I can't think of another time that affected me internally like that moment. It's as if though my child forgot me. Bearing in mind me and my daughter like this. She's walked towards me a little bit confused. Surely if you're a responsible parent, you say to her, today you're going to see your father. She's walked over to me. I've kind of knelt down to give her a hug. She comes over to me, and I've got a little scraggly beard. I don't know if you can call it a beard, but whatever. And she's touched my beard, and she goes, my father's got a beard like you.
Oh.
She's touched my head, and she goes, my father's got a shaved head like you. I'm finished at this point, bro. Bro, I can't explain to you. I'm broken at this point. I've kind of teared up a little bit, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, bro. I'll be real with you. I've kind of teared up a little bit. I've kind of turned around just to not show her that emotion. Kind of got myself together. Anyway, we done what we done for the 2 hours that we had together, whatever. And then she went, and there was a couple other sessions. Afterwards, I've apologized to the lady, the coordinator, saying, look, I'm sorry. I showed a bit of emotion. Maybe it wasn't responsible of me doing so. She said, listen, mate, I've seen 6'5", wham, wedge, tatted up, gangbangers fall to their knees and cry because of what women do to them with their children. It's a madness, bro. It's a madness. She then asked the mother, did you inform, name my child, did you inform her that she's coming to see her father today? The mother turned around and said, no, it's not my business. Why should I do that? I don't care. I'm only here because I've obviously been asked to come here by the courts.
This is a completely... Is she a licensed psychiatrist or psychologist?
I don't know what she does, bro. I don't know what she does. I don't want to go into it. I don't know what she does, but those are her
Surely there's credibility of this evilness.
It's crazy.
Like, you can't be a professional in your industry and then, not apply the same logic to your own life.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on from that, now I'm seeing my daughter, obviously, alhamdulillah, happy times or happier times. I'm seeing her in the first, I'll see her every 2 weeks. First time it was for a couple hours. After that, increased by a couple hours. Then it got to a point where I'm seeing my daughter every other weekend. Yeah. So I'm like kind of settled doing my thing. Fine. But the evil doesn't stop there. I'm talking to her. So there's a designated time that I speak to my daughter on the phone on certain days of the week. Yeah. I'm speaking to my daughter. She'll cut the line. She'll cut the call.
Not midway through conversation?
Midway through. Yeah. Or she'll always be present there during the call. Yeah. Causing problems, causing aggro. I buy my daughter toys. My daughter will come and tell me the following week that, yeah, mum's thrown her toys in the bin.
Oh.
The women folk in my household would make some food and send some food with her. The food goes in the bin. You know what I'm saying? food goes in the bin. When it comes to allocation of holidays and things of that nature, constantly provocative. Constantly provocative. Like, it's as if though this person has not got anything better to do than to just harm you. Like, how hard is it just to be amicable? Let me pick up my daughter, drop her off.
And in all of this time since you separated up until now, I mean, you probably won't tell me, what is it that you did to this woman?
Bruv,
What is it that you did? Because she seems like if she put that much energy and motivation, she'd probably be running a FTSE 100 company.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. But this is the thing. Look, we've had our ups and downs. We had our ups and downs like any other person. But even then, it wasn't even 1% of what other people go through. You know what I'm saying?
So what?
But this is the point I'm trying to make, bro. If you were to see this family, go spend time with their family. I encourage you, go and contact and spend time with that family.
Yeah.
Their adab, their akhlaq, their mannerisms, their character, their hospitality, second to none. But look at the evil that's within of what they're doing. Now, are they doing it to be evil or are they doing it out of ignorance? I'll leave you to decide, innit? I'm not here to say that right now, right? So, constant problems to this day. I'm here sitting there, naive me, thinking, give it time. The woman's angry. Over time, she'll calm down. She'll calm down, she'll calm down, she'll calm down, yeah? But it doesn't stop. 1 year, bro, 1 whole year after the end conclusion of the court system. It's a summer holiday now. I've got my daughter. My daughter stayed with me for about 13 days or something like that. Happy days. She's rinsed me financially. I've taken my daughter zoo, here, there, whatnot, everywhere, yeah? As young girls do, but that's what we're here for as fathers, right? Fine. We've had a fantastic time. Absolute blast, yeah? I've dropped her back home. Cool. 3 days goes by. I'll get a call from Enfield Social Services. Hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm calling from social services, da-da-da-da-da. Now, as a father, when you hear social services, you go into panic mode because obviously it's to do with your child. So I'm thinking that something happened to my daughter, what's going on, da-da-da, 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 whatever. Oh, Mr. So-and-so, we're calling you. And respect to that lady, even she, I can tell, was really upset to make that call. She called me and she said, I'm really sorry. I've got a recording of this, by the way. I'm really sorry I have to, something to the effect of, I'm really sorry I have to inform you of this, but it's my job to do so, so I'm doing it. What's happened? She goes, basically, your daughter stayed with you for X amount of days. You've dropped her back. I said, correct. The mother has called in and said that the child is now complaining that her front private area is in pain. So insinuating there's some level of sexual abuse or whatever it may be. You can imagine my reaction at that point. Oh, but don't worry, Mr., with my name. Don't worry. We've had her checked out, and the professionals have said, no, absolutely nothing has happened to this girl. She's fine. And we've told the mother that you cannot be making accusations like that without substance. It's disgusting. So now imagine I think she turned 4 by then. My 4-year-old daughter is being intrusively inspected for abuse. It sickens me to even mention it, bro. Yeah? Because the mother decided one day she's going to make the accusation.
Is she crazy?
You tell me. You tell me.
I'm happy to have her on with a balaclava.
Have her on, bro.
I'm happy to have her on with a balaclava or a niqab, which is the honourable thing. But I'm sorry.
How do you justify that? You tell me. How do you justify that?
Like I said, I haven't got no kids or anything like that. In first world countries, we're governed by laws and stuff like that. But in a second and third world country, that would have been anarchy.
So to answer your question that you asked earlier, I totally forgot. When the whole court system drew to a conclusion, I've said to the court, I was accused of the gravest of matters, which I've now, over the course of the last, 9-10 months, wherever it was, proven to you that this was all completely fabricated. At that time, my daughter's 3. I've not seen her for almost 9 months, say a year. I've lost a whole third of my daughter's life that I'm never going to get back at any price. What is now the ramification now that we know the mother has lied? Surely there's a penalty for it. No penalty, no slap on the wrist, no warning. All they said was, Miss So-and-so, we feel like you're a little bit overcautious regarding the welfare of your child. That's it. That's it.
So she could lie through her teeth.
Yeah.
And you've been exonerated at this point.
Yep.
But she just, oh, don't do it again.
That's it.
But she persisted, didn't she?
She persisted.
She made the most reprehensible accusation against her own daughter to then have her daughter. I'm sorry, I don't want to be graphic here. Forgive me. To have her daughter checked up now.
Yeah, let's not get too graphic.
Yeah, and then call you up. And the
police have only moved away from the situation upon confirmation that the girl's fine, the daughter's fine.
And you've
just
brought,
imagine that, bro.
I'm just trying to process. You've brought your daughter for 13 days, you know, that you haven't seen for a year or so, or you've been apart. She's even, you know, it's heartbreaking that she even didn't recognize you, which is, you know, it's heartbreaking. I'm sorry.
Crazy.
And then you've had 13 days with her, and you probably had the best time of your life.
Yeah.
You took her everywhere.
Yeah.
She, you know, broke your bank balance, whatever that may be. But you're happy to do it, to get this phone call, to have this happened. And they only called you up to tell you after they've done the investigation.
Yeah, exactly.
And what did you do after that? What did you do? I mean,
What do you do, bro?
I don't know. What
What do you do?
I don't know.
You just
I'm looking
got to
for an
crack
answer.
on. You crack on
How
with
do you
life.
crack on?
What can you do?
How do you crack on?
What can you do? There's no ramification. If a man is accused of the smallest thing, the police would come and arrest you first, and then you'll be released upon clearance that you haven't done that thing. Whereas when the woman makes these accusations, there's no ramification, bro. There's no ramification. In the course of the last X amount of years that it's been to date, do you know how many times I've had the police called on me? Oh, he's harassing me. Oh, I'm communicating with you about allocation of holidays. I'm replying to the abuse you're throwing at me in my direction. You're being provocative, or you're being difficult in the matter. I don't want to talk to you about these things, but I have to because we have a child, right? The amount of times I've had police call me, to the point that the police are sick of it. They call me and
so
they're
they know
like,
you personally.
They call me and they're like, yeah, we got a call. Look, just keep it calm, blah, 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 etc. You know, to this day, if I'm not mistaken, how many Eids have gone by? I've not spent an Eid with my daughter. So on a particular, I'll give you an example now. On a particular Eid, it was, by chance, it fell in my allocation. The mother said she's ill. She can't make it. But that same ill child is being taken to her relatives' houses and so on and so forth. So it's just constant games. Constant games. It's just craziness, bro.
How many years of life do you think you've lost because of
Bro,
this?
you know, I'll tell you something, yeah? You know, these situations, and my heart goes out to people that go through it, man or woman, it drains you. It drains you to a different level. Yeah? Now, moving forward from that, imagine, I'll tell you what frustrates me. The culprit is the culprit doing whatever. Where's the father? I've reached out to him personally. He's ignored me. My father's reached out to him countless times. Let's sit down and let's resolve this. He's hyping to my dad. He's ignored him. As is the the sort of etiquette in our cultural background. We're from a similar area in Bangladesh.
Right.
Numerous people have contacted him, as in like elder uncles, and we call them murabbis, right?
What, in Sylhet, yeah?
Yeah, in murabbis of our area that we're both from, yeah? They've contacted the father saying, listen, mate, let's sit down, let's talk. No. He's ignored everyone, yeah? But at the same time, obviously you hear these things come through the grapevine, right?
Yeah.
They're going around crying, victimizing themselves as if though I'm the culprit, I'm the bad guy.
And harming you.
But hold on a second. If you're innocent, why are you so reluctant to sit down? Even right now, I'm telling you, I challenge them.
Right.
Yeah. I challenge you, in fact, call upon them, have them sit down. If you're honest, you've got nothing to hide. I've got nothing to hide. Right now, I've got balaclava on, just in case people are thinking of hiding my face for other reasons. Do you see what I mean? For other reasons, which we don't need to get into right now. We could if we need to. But the point I'm making is, in terms of what's happened, I've got nothing to hide. So yallah, let's sit down. But they've avoided that sit down altogether to date. Only last week, bro. So a few weeks ago, I contacted, so I'm taking it step by step. And it will continue, just so they know, it will continue in whatever. I've contacted the imam of their local masjid. And her father is a regular figure at that masjid. I've said to him, brother, look, this is one of your locals. You know him personally. He knows you personally. You have a responsibility as a heading figure in your area, as the imam of the masjid. call him and tell him, let's sit down, advise him, because I don't think he realizes the extent of what he's doing and how much he's harming himself in the dunya and the akhirah. You're oppressing people. So advise him. We don't hate people, bro. We hate the wrong actions that people do, right? That's how it is. He's declined. This is only last week. He's declined.
And what is it that you want to sit down to achieve with him?
My point is to, as with any problem that you might have with anyone, is to bring about closure. Have communication, bring about closure, and it's a form of protecting your honor. You've harmed me to levels that some people can't imagine, but then you're still playing victim at the same time. Yeah, you've lied against me, you've lied against my parents, you've lied against everyone on my side. So yallah, if you're that truthful, let's sit down.
Just a second, I'm going to look at the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the family that's been accused, that includes the father-in-law, the sister in question, the brother. I even implore you, I will give you the platform to come and sit down here, and we can either do this on camera, we can do this off camera. But one thing, particularly in Islam, and I only go by Islam because I'm Muslim, slander is a major sin. Backbiting is a major sin. Putting them both together becomes an explosion, right? And if you don't, I mean, if you can't understand English or my fluency, I'd probably explain the facility in person. But again, as his brother has said, as he's requested, his father's requested, if you do want to sit down outside of the camera, it doesn't have to be show business or anything like that. Let's sort this out, because this brother, according to him, I'm not picking his side or taking his side, has been harmed significantly beyond, it's immeasurable, irreparable, whatever you want to call it. I haven't got the dictionary with me. And also just a request from me to the father-in-law or the ex-father-in-law. You know, when your daughter goes and makes those heinous accusations, abominable accusations about one's daughter and one's ex-partner, so to speak, don't you come in as a father and intervene and interject and say, I get you want to play games with him, but this is just wrong.
What's your role? Tell me, Oli, what's your role as a man? You're a man, you're a Muslim, you're a grandfather, you're a father-in-law, you're a grandfather. Surely you have a responsibility. You, as Muslims, as people, we have kids. For what reason? To have kids, to raise them righteously so they can be a positive asset to this community.
Absolutely.
But by the looks of it, you only had kids to claim child benefit, bro.
Whoa.
If you're not going to do your part, what was the point in having those kids? You have responsibilities. Not only that, okay, we can say he's of a different generation. We now draw back to the brother, the gangster.
Oh, 50
yeah?
Cent.
The gangster, 50 Cent. Yeah,
Right.
I don't want to disrespect 50 Cent. Yeah, but let's say 50 Cent in
50
this case.
Cent
Yeah?
is a bad man. I rate him.
Yeah, 50 Cent, he talks the talk, he walks the walk.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
But why are you going to talk the talk and not walk the walk? So there's another occasion now. So this is a bit more recent. On a particular day, I'm talking to my daughter on the phone. And what would happen is on those particular days when I'm talking to my daughter on the phone, on video camera, sometimes what would happen is if I'm in the area, sometimes I'll be like, look, I'm outside, I'm local. Rather than video, just send her out. I'll take her around for a spin. We'll go get some food. I'll drop her back. And fair play to her mum. There was a small period in time where she allowed that. Yeah. For certain reasons, she put all of that to a halt at some point. So on this particular occasion now, bro, yeah, I'm sitting there talking to my daughter on the phone. I'm saying, look, I'm outside. Can you just send her out? My daughter's excited. Yeah, my dad's outside. Let me go. The mother says, no, you can't go. The daughter's like, why? It don't make sense. You've let me do it before. Why not now? The mother's like, no. Cuts the call. So I'm annoyed at this point, bro, now, yeah? So what I've done, you can get the evidence for this on their own Ring camera, bro. They got a Ring door cam, yeah? You can get it from them, yeah?
Right.
So I've gone knocked on the door now. I've knocked on the door. Bro, life, man. I've knocked on the door now. Guess who opens the door? Not the man of the house.
50 Cent?
Not 50 Cent. 50 Cent's wife opens the door.
Wow.
Yeah, the wife, who I've never met, I've never spoken to, I have no idea who this hero is, yeah? She's opened the door, and she's like, yeah, what do you want? Or something to that effect. I said to her respectfully, I gave her salam, respectfully, look, I don't know who you are, I'm here to see my daughter. She said something like, oh yeah, the daughter's not available, or something, whatever. She goes, I think you should leave, otherwise I'm gonna call the police. I said, look, I don't know you, with all due respect. Clearly, this communication ain't going to go anywhere. Can you please go back inside, and send someone to the door who I do know, whether it be the grandfather, the grandmother, the aunt, or the uncle, whatever it may be.
Right.
She's, not having it now. Imagine it's me and this man's wife who I don't even know, bro, at the door, yeah? Suddenly, so what happens is, you got the front door, like I said, and the staircase. Like
You've got
opposite
the living
door.
room to the right.
Living room to the right, staircase up, yeah. I see who we're calling 50 Cent. Obviously, that name's probably going to stick now. He's come running down. He's come running down.
Sorry,
yeah, bad man. He's come running down. I'm standing outside with my hands behind my back, calm. He's come running down.
Part 2.
He's like, what? Part 2. What? He referred to his wife's name. Move. As if though he wants to come and attack me. Bro, come on, bro. Yeah? I'm standing there thinking, okay, let's see what happens. Move. They're not moving. Now suddenly all the women in his house, they're pulling him backwards. No, don't go. They're calling his name. Don't go. All of this drama, bro. Unnecessary.
Yeah.
I'm literally standing at the door. I've not done anything wrong. I've not said anything wrong. I'm thinking, okay, this guy wants to fight. He's come to the door. I'm thinking, okay, this guy's going to swing for me. So be it. Let him come.
Yeah.
Not that I'm looking for a fight, but I'm just judging. I'm going by what I can see, the visuals in front of me. He's come to the door. 50 Cent's come to the door. What does he do? He refers to his wife and he calls his wife by name and says, close the door.
Whoa. You know what? That was bad. I thought there was going to be a
Bro,
fight.
come on, man. After all that drama, like, I'm thinking you're going to do something.
So he runs to the door after all
He
of that
runs to the
hustle.
door. He's being pulled back by all the women folk in his family.
Proper EastEnders.
Proper EastEnders.
Right.
Yeah. Proper GOTV, Plus TV, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, you know what? With all the BS that happens in life, at least we've made a man out of this guy. Today he's gonna do something.
You're going to dance today.
He's gonna do something.
Yeah.
He comes to the door. I'm face to face with the door. I'm outside the door. He's inside the door. He comes to the door and he refers to his wife's name and says, "Close the door." So he's now closed the door.
That's the most anticlimactic thing I've ever heard in my life.
Bro,
Don't do that
you
again.
Man, or like,
Excuse the language.
sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's frustrating, bro.
Yeah.
You're a grown man, bro. You're like close to 40 at this time, if not older.
Right.
Like, what's the need for this drama? Close the door. Then I hear bolts being locked on the other side, whatever, blah, all of that madness. Hold me back. He gets to the door, close the door. Bro, I'm here by myself.
Sorry, I can't keep a straight face.
I'm here by myself outside your house. I was your brother-in-law. I'm no gangster. I'm just an ordinary guy from North London, bro, doing my thing. Yeah? I'm here to see my daughter. Your sister's violated. So hold her to account. If you're a man, you'd hold her to account or find out what's happened. Now,
Get to the truth.
close the door. So I've moved away now. Obviously, they've locked the door, whatever.
Right.
I've moved off. I've messaged him. I've still got the messages. I've messaged him something to the effect of, brother, look. Yeah. By this point, by the way, he's now married. Yeah. So he wasn't married at the beginning. He's now married.
Which is why he didn't recognize the sister.
Yeah. He's now married. He's got his own child.
Right.
So I said to him, I go, bro, look, a lot of time has gone by. You've done your little madness back in the day. Whatever. Let it slide. You're now doing a madness again. I'd like to think in that time that's gone past, you've got your own wife, you've got your own child, you've got your own daughter. In fact, I prayed that you get married and you have your own child one day. And Allah answered my du'as. So maybe you might have a bit of empathy. Yeah? Any place, anytime, anywhere, wherever, whether it's by myself, whether it's with 100 people, wherever it is, come see me, come talk to me. Yeah? Where the women folk in your family ain't holding you back. Yeah? I don't believe you're a bad guy. Clearly stupid. That goes without saying. There's no context. Clearly stupid. I don't believe you're a bad guy. Come chat to me. Let's sit down. Let's talk.
No, I don't.
Again,
Yeah.
that was episode 2. To this day, nothing. So the point I'm trying to make in all of this, Oli, is, yeah, whoever's done whatever, the woman's done whatever, fine. Where are the men in that family, bro? Where are the people in that family? So you got someone who's doing oppression or committing oppression, but what's worse is you got a bunch of people around them who, if you ask them, oh, I'm so-and-so, I'm so-and-so's son, so-and-so's grandson, I'm from so-and-so area, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Billy Big Bollocks, yeah? But when it comes to crunch time, all you do is evil. All you have is two-facedness, where you're doing one thing against me, but you're telling the community something completely different. Where are the men in the family to say, yalla, let's sit down and let's talk this through? Forget me, for your own daughter's sake, for your own granddaughter's sake, you know what? Let's sit down and let's resolve this. To this day, you refuse to sit down. To this day, you refuse to have any talks.
I will make another plea. Please let's come and sit down. You can come and give your version of accounts on camera, but if not, we can listen amicably, sit down as men, and let's conclude this and move on with our lives. Everyone's got lives to live. What's happened's happened. Let bygones be bygones. Let's sit down again. Another plea on behalf of this brother. I'll be happy to mediate. I'll have more respectable men than me, more powerful men than me, to come and sit down and mediate. So it can all be done. Reach out to our team, and I'm telling you, I will prioritize this.
So I'll give you another little quick point just to, add to this. One of their family members, keyword their family members, not mine, saw my mother, I think it was, at a wedding. And she kind of threw some shade at my mum. Oh, you lot are oppressing this, lovely girl, talking about the mother of my child. You're oppressing her, blah, blah, blah. This ain't right, blah, blah, blah. So my mum was kind of said, look, we've tried with them. They don't want to sit down. Here's my son's number, talk to him. So she's called me. I've spoken to her. I've told her my piece. I've showed her the documentation. She's now shocked because she's only ever seen them in good light. This is the key thing here. Everyone only ever sees these people in good light. This is what I'm saying. Wolves in sheep's clothing, yeah? So she's come to me. I've spoken to her, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She said, cool, you know what? I'm going to mediate and sort this issue out. She's gone back to them, said, look, it goes without saying we have to sit down. Let's sit down. They said, fine. So they agreed with her to sit down, thinking that maybe I would decline at this point, because this was a little while after the initial drama, yeah? She's come back to me and said, look, they're ready to sit down. Bearing in mind, this is a conversation with the women, bro. The man's nowhere to be seen. He's counting his 20, 30, 40. All he's concerned about is his business and his 5 times salah, because he's obviously a pious man and whatever else, yeah? I'm trying not to take the mick, but that's the reality, yeah? She's come back to me, said, oh, cool, they've agreed to sit down. Are you ready? I said, listen, any place, anytime. Whether you want me to come by myself or bring my father, bring my uncles, bring my family, whoever, I don't care, let's sit down. So she's gone back to confirm with them now. You've agreed, he's agreed, let's sit down. At this point, what happens? They changed their tune. No, we can't sit down anymore. So this now the mother talking, yeah? We can't sit down anymore because her father is really furious about everything that's going on. What furious? What have you got to be furious about when your daughter's doing everything that she's done and continues to do so? Where are you as a father? Why are you not fulfilling your responsibilities? What is the point in praying, going Hajj, going Umrah, giving Sadaqah, yeah? Growing a beard, wearing a thobe, and doing all of these things that you do probably tenfold better than any one of us can. But then when it comes down to justice, yeah, you're nowhere to be seen. I make the point again, when you haven't got something to hide, you come sit at the table. But clearly you've got something to hide, hence why you're not coming to the table. It doesn't make sense, bro.
I think you've made it abundantly clear that where you sit with that family that you once had a relationship with, I've called them out twice now. When they see this footage, inshallah, I hope they do see this footage, and we can hopefully come to an amicable agreement to sit down and just shoot the shit. I do want to navigate it back. Last words. How has your daughter been impacted? Because this will help. This is what will help. Your personal matters, I said I'll get involved to try and help. How has your daughter been impacted because of the doings between you and your ex-partner?
Bro, massively. And this is a heart-wrenching reality. Yeah, my daughter is now 10 years old.
Right.
Yeah, beautiful little girl. Love of my life. Amazing in every way, alhamdulillah. I could see I could see the pressure she carries on her shoulders to this day. Because naturally she loves her mum. She loves her father. She loves her grandparents on both sides, right? But she's in the middle. It affects them massively. And I implore all men and women out there, put aside your selfish issues and needs and desire for revenge and vindictiveness. Put all of that aside, because I promise you, the one who suffers the most in all of this is the child. And I promise you, that child will stand in front of Allah one day and will hold every single person to account that has done this to him or her. Every single person. Yeah, so it impacts the children massively. My child is told, yeah, at a tender age of 8, 9, 10, or, I'm not too familiar with the timelines right now, that your father cheated on me. Your father pushed me, I think was the exact word she used. So every time I'd pick up my daughter, every other time I'd pick up my daughter, every monthly or bi-monthly, It's a new story. Why do you discuss these? Say, hypothetically speaking, let's say they were true. Hypothetically speaking, why are you discussing this stuff with a young child? Why? I don't get it. That shows that your interest isn't the child. Your interest is to feed your own ego. You know, the concept of narcissism is associated with men. And there are a lot of narcissistic men out there, bro, yeah? But bro, believe me, it's very prevalent in women as well. Narcissistic women. It's crazy. Why are you exposing a young child to all of this? One time my daughter said to me, one time my uncle, referring to her mum's brother, got angry with me and he was shouting at me and he was referencing your name. He said, you're just like your father, blah, blah, blah. Why are you subjecting my daughter to this crap, bro? You want to go on like a hero, first time, second time, I've respectfully called you out, said, yalla, come, let's sit down, let's talk. You don't want to do that. You want to hide behind the women folk in your household, but then you want to be a big man. And what, talk down to a little kid and put her down. Oh, you're like your father. What kind of BS is that, bro? You've got your own child. Like, come on, like, think about this for a second. You know what I'm saying? So it impacts the children in these situations massively, and I wish people would understand that. I wish women would understand that. Not only that, obviously the impact on men is obvious. Do you know how high suicide rates in men are, bro?
Very.
You read some statistics earlier.
Yep.
Alhamdulillah, bro, the way we've grown up, you know, we've been brought up with the level of mental strength that we deal with whatever. We don't wish for harm, but if it comes, we deal with it. And that Iman and Islam, not that we're overly religious people, we try, but it keeps you in check. Yeah? But there are a lot of brothers out there, a lot of men out there that may not be as mentally strong. I've heard some crazy stories. Where men go through madness to the point that they're killing themselves as a result of this. Even the women that are doing this. I'm sorry, but what do you think is going to happen? You're going to cause all of this madness. Do you not think that child or those children are going to wake up, grow up one day and hold you to account for what you've done? Like I said at the beginning, children are not stupid, bro. Children understand, they're smart, they know, and you're gonna, they say when the chickens will come home to roost, those time's gonna go fast. When that kid is no longer 4 years old, 5 years old, and they get to 14, 15, 16, 17, they will question you as a mother, as a woman. What happened? Why did you stop me from seeing my father? Where is my father? My father's probably not involved in my life because of what you've done, and so on and so forth. Yeah? What do you think is going to happen? Okay, you're going to break down this marriage. You're going to do all of this madness. And what, you think you're going to go marry another man and what? Live in heaven. Good luck. Life ain't easy. Life ain't rosy, bro.
Can I stop you there? I think you summarised it beautifully. Thank you very much for sharing your story.
No worries. Pleasure, man.
I do hope that you can reconcile or air out your differences between you and this ex-family that you're associated to. I think I've learned a lot from listening to you. And I think the audience, if they're a bit older or they're married or they've been through an acrimonious divorce, they'd probably empathise with you or think, oh, you know what, I probably perhaps went through that. But I think the crux of the matter is the children are the innocent victims here. They're overlooked to the point where their childhood is lost. The father and the mother, with respect, are doing the best they can to give that child the best life, or children the best life possible. But what I've found is, and I perhaps will have a professional youth worker or a social worker to come on to talk about how many single parent households, the correlation between single parent households and the children that go into antisocial behavior, excessive drug taking, stabbing, disrespect, and all the other things that come with it. So it does have a massive knock-on effect, not only to the family in question and to the man and the woman, whoever's the victim in this case, but the societies we live in. And I read a statistic about 1 in 3 are fatherless, and they're not necessarily bastards. So food for thought. I hope this episode, and this brother's been very kind and brave to talk about his matters. And again, another plea to the family in question to come down. It doesn't need to be in front of camera. We can sort this out amicably. He's been trying for the last 7 or 8 years. Yes, I'd just like to say, if you do go for a divorce or whatever it is, a separation, just think about the kids. You can separate. You can go and find another man or a woman. But just think of the kids and bear them in mind, because they're our next generation and the generations to come. We don't want to be setting bad examples. And ultimately, it's your flesh and blood. Naturally, we're wired to take care of our flesh and blood, and not also just take over our flesh and blood, but give our lives for our flesh and blood. So don't jeopardize them at the expense of harming someone else. I know you want to say something else.
Yeah, just one last point, bro. Look, I just want to say, look, like I said, look, the Islamic side of things, obviously, we leave to the scholars and the people of knowledge, yeah?
Yeah.
But we know a little bit of what we know. Allah says in the Quran, be just, even if it's against your own self. Yeah? There'll come a day where we're all going to be held to account. So it's advised that you hold yourself to account before you're held to account. You know what I'm saying? So that's something, again, this is advice for myself before anyone else, right? Keep that in mind, because justice will always come. Today, tomorrow, whenever it may be, whether it be in the dunya or in the akhirah, inevitable akhirah, shall I add. Yeah, I had a relative, we buried him literally a couple of days ago. Bruv, when you look into that grave, it's not a joke thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So be just. This advice to myself, you, and anyone that's watching. Your oppression and your dhulmul, wallahi, again, we haven't had the time to go into the intricacies. It will not get the oppressors anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So just
Thank you very much for that beautiful reminder. If there is appetite from the audience to see a part 3, because I know you've got so much more to say, will you be happy to come on again?
Yeah, bro. If it helps the people, why not? Look, the point I'm doing this is not to sit here and rant, yeah? There's no point. This is a waste of my time to sit here and rant. I want men that are going through this to understand that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Be patient. I want women to understand that you will be held to account one day or another, so don't go down that road. I want families to understand, the fathers, the brothers, and all of these people that want to call themselves men. Be a man and do the right thing. Do the right thing, because you know what? Your family member might be doing whatever, but you not doing something when you see a wrongdoing, you are complicit.
It's a greater evil.
In that, yeah, you're complicit in that wrongdoing, and you'll be held to account exactly as if though you've done it.
You are, especially the men in our religion, in our community, and in many cultures around the world. The men are guardians. The men are leaders. So act like leaders. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.